Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Just had to catch up on a few more things, but let's get into it. Good morning and welcome to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday, a great Cinco de Mayo. So yeah, it's May 5th. Wait, hold on here 1 second. Yeah, May 5th, and it's 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30, and we'll wrap up trading around 10:45, including the stream. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into it. And just really quickly, let me just finish these last two little posts here. These things oftentimes will mess up the quality of the stream, so I want to close out as many tabs as possible. MVIS, guys, this one's looking really good, so we're going to review this one in a second here. So just give me a few more moments. Where is the stream? Sorry, guys. Why is this not popping up? All right, whatever. Everything is looking fine. I'll just go ahead and close everything. Close. Boom. Okay. And thanks for dropping the likes already. 8 likes, guys. That's super awesome. Good to be back here. Get the cervezas out. Exactly. Good morning, guys. Whew. All right. I'm gonna shake it off a little bit. So. What's going on here? MVIS, guys, right out of the gates. This one's really, really nice. And while I was adding a sombrero to my head in the thumbnail, I don't know if you guys saw that. It looks like Heiko did. I was like, oh man, MVIS, our lead gapper, is looking like it's going to break higher. And I was right here at 157, and I tried to buy the breakout. I was a little distracted, but that could have been 11% news. So kind of a ridiculous reason not to get this trade. But at the same time, whatever. I'm not having FOMO or anything like that. I typically don't trade pre-market. So if we get a pre-market trade in, I'm only looking for really clean setups and whatever. If we don't get it, we don't get it. So this was kind of a clean setup. You can see with our monitor tab, if it loads right here at 157, I try to enter it, and then again here at 163, I was kind of chasing it at this point. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback right here near the support zone that I missed the entry as well. So that could have been a nice little move. Technically, this bounce here at 165 could be pretty good as well, but I'm not going to be trading till the market opens now. Whatever, missed the opportunity, so that's just how it goes. MVIS, let's quickly check the news here. I did not actually go ahead and see if they had a catalyst yet. So let's see. In the fourth, some news. You know what? I'm actually not seeing a catalyst. Do you guys see a catalyst for MVIS? Let me know. I think this one's been kind of rallying slowly, so they might have earnings here. Announced first quarter earnings May 7th. Maybe they're up on earnings expectations because those come out in 2 days. That could be the move here. Fairly cautious on MVIS. This was actually one of our lead gappers the day before. I didn't go ahead and trade it at all. We also have big resistance here at 127, so which is probably going to be acting as support. So let me just go ahead and identify that 123. Okay, yeah, it's down here. So we have support at 88. Okay, it's already drawn out. Yeah, I forgot I drew everything out yesterday because this one obviously was our lead gapper from the day before. And then the day before, I said I would like to trade MVIS if we break above this kind of dollar area. It did eventually do that. You guys remember this bear flag I drew during the stream, probably, if you guys were there, and then started breaking higher above $1 slowly. But you know, by 11 o'clock, we were totally done trading. By 10:30, we were done trading. So yeah, wasn't really on my radar too much. Jimmy says, rumor is that Microsoft might buy MVIS. Interesting. Roland, earnings on the 7th. Yeah, overnights. Okay. Catching up on the conversation here. MVIS, look at that pullback here. Oh, if we left that order at 163, this would have been an interesting little entry here. Kind of a big pullback. I'm excited to potentially trade this one out of the gates. Let's see what else is going on here. Also, what I always like to do, it was just raining here. It was so nice. It just stopped, but it got some fresh air coming through the windows. My fingers are like icicles. Also, what I like to do is check what the SPY is doing, the futures on the SPX. So 283.57 is what we closed on. This is going to be a nice little potential gap up here. 83.57. Yeah, okay, so market should be opening green. Bit of a green day. Let's quickly check out the long term here as well. Big bounce. This is the kind of resistance zone we've been talking about the last few days as well. So nothing really too new going on, but yeah, it should be a bit of a green open, which means there's going to be probably a bit more large caps being traded. Keep an eye out for that as well. Former runners. Let's quickly look at APDN from yesterday. This one just got absolutely slayed. The rest of the day, all day, this thing was just selling off. Once it broke $10, that was a big red flag. At one point here, I thought maybe we were going to see a retest, especially more in this one, potential break past VWAP, but it never really happened. Buying at the 850 would have been kind of an interesting support buy. I didn't have a limit order there or anything like that. Let me zoom in. Wow, I got to zoom in so much on this one. But we had a lot of closes on the 850 before. You can kind of see this here. I have 2 alerts on it at the 850. So we pulled perfectly back to that level, and then we bounced 20%. So kind of interesting there. Let's go to the other lead gappers today. What we got? GNPX. You know, GNPX has been a really hard one for me to trade. Somehow I've been on the wrong side of this one quite often. We're a bit on the backside of the move. This is what I call the backside of the move right here. So we have the big move to the upside and then the backside. Same with pre-market. Sometimes you'll have typically 2 legs up. You'll have maybe a big leg up pre-market consolidation, and then into the market open, we'll have that beginning of the second leg, right? That's the gap and go strategy ultimately. And after that, that leg up, after that run up, that lasts, I don't know, until 10 o'clock, 10:30 or something like that, then we're officially on the backside of the move. And I don't really like to trade those backside of the moves unless I'm doing, quick dips or something like that. And right now, GNPX, I don't know. We pulled 379 or 379. It's right in this area, big resistance above. What kind of catalyst do they have? Here we go. Technology deal with the University of Texas. I mean, that's always good stuff. Every time you see some sort of collaboration, especially with the university or a bigger institution, patent, technology, license agreement combination. So it definitely has catalysts, and it has always kind of surprised me. It's when it does run up, it runs up much stronger than I usually expect. So it's good. GNPX, 32 million shares outstanding, 76 million market cap. MVIS had $200 million volume yesterday. Market cap's a little bit higher and shares outstanding on MVIS a little bit higher than I typically like. So that's not ideal, which makes GNPX a little bit more interesting. But it's already selling off now a little bit here. So we'll see what we can get into the open. Maybe a dip buy around 3.4 as that is multi-month support and resistance. But I don't know. GNPX, I'm definitely going to be weary on without a doubt. TTI, Tetra Technologies, sub $1, so I probably won't be looking at it. COPN, also sub $1, big resistance at about $1. I don't see so much upside on this one. SGBX, this one I was thinking about making our second lead gapper, but I don't like the fact of how much it's pulled back already. Big resistance above. I think there could be a lot of back holders on here. This one does look like it's a bit on the backside of the move. So we basically ran up all the way to $9 where we had this former high. A little bit too soon for a run for me, but let's see what kind of news they have. Files to offer 3.76. Oh, this is really shady stuff. Offering news. Yeah, I'm not even sure why the price is up so much. Signs agreement. Okay, so they got Still almost looks like more of a stunt to do some financing, some news, just getting some news out to raise the price and then dump into that. So I don't know. I'd be pretty cautious with SGBX. Let's kind of go down the list a little bit more here. Got another 3 minutes till the market opens, 3.5 minutes. DFFN, this one's been on our watch list several times. I don't think I've gone ahead and traded it. Nice gap up, 35%, pulling back about 14, not too bad. I don't know. Sub dollar, so we'll see. ANY, not really too interesting yet, but just because it's not trading that heavy pre-market doesn't mean it's bad. It actually could mean that once the market opens, this thing could absolutely rip once some more volume comes into it. So I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on ANY. The moment we don't see any news on it, but maybe you'll start doing something at one point. BIOL, sub dollar. CLSK, this is definitely the second most interesting one I've found so far. Pre-market runs up from about 1.35 to 245. That's an 80% move. We've had a pullback about 23%, not too bad. I don't want it to pull back much higher. If we could break back above VWAP, break back above 2, and then maybe break past 2.4, I think this could be a really interesting play. So I'm going to keep a close eye on CLSK out of the gates for sure. What kind of news do we have on this one? Increasing revenues. Okay, fundamentally, that's some good stuff. Earnings, revenue increase. We just had BCDA pop up. It looks like a little dead, so I probably won't be watching. I think MVIS out of the gate is what I'm going to be watching. Yeah, boy class. Yeah, I remember watching that as well. That was some pretty intense stuff. I was on the wrong side with GNPX all the time. Ugh. What's the deal with X? I'm not sure if I get that. I'm not sure. Okay, we got another 130 until the market opens. I'm going to keep an eye on MVIS. I'm obviously going to keep an eye on the scanner, see if anything else pops up, but definitely MVIS and CLSK out of the gates. Whew! Let's take this moment to relax, take some deep breaths. I got tea brewing, so I'll be right back. All right. 20 seconds to the market open, guys. Good luck trading, everyone. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious out of the gate, so that's why I'm, kind of okay with not rushing into anything right now. 10 more seconds, guys. Make sure my speakers are okay. I'll be trading with about $1,000 on the first trade. Here we go. Quick little pullback. MVIS. Remember, this one has pretty high volume. Check out the daily chart as well, guys. Always keep an eye on that daily. Pretty big move so far, opening up much higher. Actually, I had the weekly open. My bad. That was a weekly chart. Pulling back to 1.6, finding some support here. Look at that. Look at that move. 1.5 is definitely some big support. Big wick to the downside and bouncing right back up. This could be a little bit of a red to green move before we just rip past 1.77. That's the high we got to get past. So far, so good. 173. Alert's going off. That's nice. Nice to see TOS working a little bit here. Still pulling back, MVIS. Like it says, stream dies right when I get excited. Hopefully this stream is not dying. It looks, I'm getting good health quality from YouTube, so hopefully everything's fine. 164, still pulling back here. We have big support about 1.5. Still pulling back a little bit. 57 acting as support. If we break 157, I might go in for a little dip buy. Potential red to green move. I'm not sure if we will break it. Looks like buyers are coming back here. Still selling off. Definitely some profit taking going on. Buyers coming in here. Two big volume candles out of the gate. 1 minute. Buyers coming in again. This could be a bit of a bounce here. MVIS and GNXP are the lead dollar volume, and then SGBX actually. CLSK doesn't have too much volume on it at the moment. GNPX, biggest percentage winner out of the gates, above $4 right now. ChemDog likes GNPX. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It based on the performance, it does look a little bit more interesting. MVIS, I think, is a little bit tricky here. Remember, this one has a lot of shares outstanding, so something to be a little bit mindful of. I'm actually gonna go ahead. I'm not sure what their float is right now, so I'm gonna look that up. MVIS. Look at this little reversal here at 156. It looks like that was the low. Instantly 8% spike to the upside. I was hoping we get a little bit more of a pullback, but it didn't happen. This could be the red to green move. This could be the beginning. MVIS does not say the float. Little choppy though out of the gates. I'm gonna quickly check out GNPX, see what we got here. Nice little breakout higher. 94 move in total, 94%. Finding some support, 15-minute EMA here. This could be really good. $4 though is major resistance. CLSK pulling higher now. So far, no trades from me. Looking for a little dip buy here. This is the level I was talking about, decent support. Kind of choppy. Bounce not really happening as fast as I would hope for. Selling off, 49. Doesn't look too good. Gonna give it a little bit longer here at 49, 52. Try to close at 46. I didn't get that entry. I sold onto the bid. All right, we closed out. Small loss on this one, 4%, not too bad. I do think we're gonna have a nice bounce, but I just can't risk holding past my stop, and 5% was my stop, so I had to get out, unfortunately. First trade, red here on Cinco de Mayo. That just happens sometimes. A little bit unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. So let's see what kind of bounce we get off the MVIS. I would be a little bit more cautious here. We did break 1.5, but there could be a really, really good bounce at one point. And yeah, here's the beginning of a potential bounce. Sometimes you got to get a little bit more aggressive in the morning. I waited for this first bounce, and then I waited again. We didn't get a nice bounce right out of the gates with at 50 on the 50, which made me think I should probably just close my position. I held it probably a little bit too long, but let's see what happens here. GMPX 410. $1.5 coming back here. We might break back above 1.5. That would be pretty healthy for MVIS. And ideally what we would like to see. Big buyers here at 45. Could be getting chipped away though. That was a lot of sellers just piling up on them. What was the catalyst for GNPX? Let's quickly go here and check that. They kind of mixed news here. I remember they also had a direct public offering GNPX, and that really messed up a lot of people. So I think there's going to be a lot of caution with GNPX doing something shady like that again, just kind of propping up their price so they may do some filings here. License agreement on some gene therapy. And a deal with the University of Texas, so kind of interesting. Let's go back here to MVIS, having a little bit of a bounce. So if I was a little bit more cautious, maybe waited for a bit better price action, I could have probably snagged this trade a little bit better, bounced 5%. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not the best move from me, but I'll recap that one later, obviously in the recap later today. Here we go, 153. This could be the bounce I was waiting for. I think this could instantly hit 155, maybe 156. I was looking for a bounce back to getting close to maybe 1.6, looking for that 4 or 5% move on that one. Didn't really get it. So a little bit probably too scalpy for my end. We got some new resistance here at 155, 156. So just going to keep watching that. Not too much buyers coming in either. Markets overall are green. US oil is up. VIX is down. Markets are pretty healthy overall. Shane says his TOS froze up. Love the Afghan internet. Man, I couldn't imagine. Let's see what we get here. MVIS. I mean, this is the lead gapper, so let's give it a little bit longer here. And let's also go to CLSK. So CLSK right now, I'd be a little cautious of selling off under VWAP now, kind of trending to the downside. I'd be a little careful with this one. This one doesn't look too hot at the moment. Did have a nice little bottom bounce here, but it failed to break higher from VWAP at the moment. But this bottom bounce, 10%, 11%, not too bad at all. MVIS back below 1.5, so sketchy stuff here. Looks like small caps are really selling off. MVIS has a bit more support at 1.7, 1.3, potentially even 1.27, somewhere in that range. Could be an interesting dip buy again. I don't really want to be dip buying right now, but let's quickly see if we have any more opportunities kind of piling up here. Used one of my trades today already. Nice move, Mr. Bob. Nice move, guys. I'm guessing you guys bought pre-market or those were swing trades? So the second time MVIS is finding some support in this area. That was a pretty aggressive bounce right back to the upside, but this one, 6-7% move. Really, really nice. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. Probably entered that first trade a little bit too aggressively, especially I didn't cut my losses maybe as quick as I should have after there was no bounce at 153, especially at 150. Wasn't really the worst trade, down about 5 cents on that one per share, 6 cents. I'm gonna wait for maybe a bit more of a setup confirmation, maybe a 5-minute setup or something like that. Here we go, MVIS above the 15-minute EMA. This is really the kind of bounce I was looking for. I was looking for really that kind of retest here in this area. So it looks like I was right, but my timing was off, which definitely happens from time to time. $153 crawling back down here. I wouldn't be surprised if MVIS did have a attempt to break the former high at 177. Could be a really, really nice setup. Let's kind of watch the buyers coming in here. GMPX at 3.7, so pulling back again. Also, something to consider with MVIS, this is not the first green day. Satoshi says MVIS reminds me of APDN from yesterday. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's the lead gapper, but APDN was on its first green day. So MVIS, you can kind of see down here, we've had kind of an aggressive little run up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 big moves. I would really only say the last two were the main ones. So maybe it's second to third green day, you can argue with MVIS, and they get a little bit more shaky in these areas. It's a lower price stock as well. Not sure how many people are going to be day trading this one in terms of their ideal kind of stock to trade, but yeah. Right now, it's definitely the lead one. $75 million volume on the day so far is actually pretty good, so not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert here. I think we might break back above 1.6, so I'm going to see if that happens. Check out GNPX here. Found some support at 3.6, which was a top breakout bounce area as well. So kind of a nice move here, 7% move. Congrats to anyone that got that one. SGBX kind of consolidating, not really doing too much of anything. You know, this one had such a nice gap up, and we have such big support underneath. If SGBX does not pull back too much and kind of holds its highs here, I think this could be a really nice trade later in the day, in the morning. So like maybe around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna box this one in a little bit here. See if we can maybe find an entry on it. TTII has some interesting percentage moves on it. There's 12% candles in both directions. I gotta say, it's a little bit of a slow morning. Not seeing those, you know, beautiful setups that we had on Thursday and Friday. Monday so far today, yesterday was a little bit slow as well, and today we're kind of getting a little bit of that slowness. So yeah, for sure. Gonna have to probably adjust my trading a little bit. Drink some more tea. Woohoo, this could be the break of 1.6 we've been waiting for. Let's see this one go. $159, $160. Big sellers just got taken out there. That was a really, really solid move here. This could be the red to green move we've been waiting for. $157 building up momentum here again. $159. Here we go. Could we see a break past 1.6? Looks like it. 187. Yeah. I'm not in any trades right now. Just a little update. 162. Oh, shaky. MVIS is very, very shaky. NCLH did an offering. Where's this one popping up? Yep, here we go. What was that, 845? This is what you got to watch out for. These offerings are just savage. This one's not that bad. $350 million offering. It's crazy to see a larger company doing that one. Here we go, 162. This is exactly the bounce we were looking for. So it's a little bit annoying. Got out in the 46. Nice, ChemDog. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, that was a really, really good bounce. MVIS is a bit of a fake out kind of play. You know, it's constantly shaking people out. I think it would have shook me out again on that breakout. It was so slow. I probably would have sold at 162 or something like that. So not too long ago, I said that we could see a retest here at 1.7, even 177, see if we break past the former highs. And MVIS is nicely on its way to try to do that. I think one trade that I kind of missed and I'm looking at now in hindsight a little bit here is this break back above the 150 area, went all the way to 157. We had a bit of a pullback here, about 4 or 5%. And then we had a nice little move higher, 10% move. So I think that would have been a really, really nice trade. But I didn't go ahead and get that one. Typically, if this was a first green day, And we were seeing a little bit more, I would say, strength and less chop. I would be looking for a pullback to maybe 1.58 or something like that. That'd be a very typical kind of entry I would be looking for right now. I don't really feel super confident in an entry right there at the moment. Still kind of watching the 5-minute chart, seeing if maybe we'll see a little bit better of an entry kind of setting up. GNPX back at 410. Really solid bounce it had. Having a bit of a double top here. Would really need to see a continuation happening fairly quickly. I wouldn't want it to hang out in this area too long if I was long GNPX. GNPX definitely is picking up a lot of volume on the day as well. Getting close to MVIS, which it seems like a lot of traders don't really like MVIS as much. Kind of had a hot open, but after that didn't really do too much. CLSK hasn't really done too much either. Could be trying to break higher here though. That pullback on CLSK has been quite the pullback. 9:53 a.m. Ooh, this morning is flying by. I feel like it just started and it's already almost over. All right. Let's see what happens here. I have an alert if CLSK breaks over 2. It was a pretty big sell-off. Doesn't exactly build confidence. Nice to hear, Cruiser. That's what it's about, just kind of learning, building your confidence so you're ready for your account to grow. I gotta say, MVIS is looking like it's building up a little bit of momentum here. We have a little bit of green buyers coming in, green volume coming in. SGBX is still pulling back. This could be a setup here, a little bit of a bull flag. MVIS might be breaking higher. I don't know if I can get myself to buy this flag pattern though. It's gonna kind of keep watching it here. Might just reduce my position size a little bit. SGBX back at 5.3. I'm surprised we're not having anything pop up yet on the scanner, but let's see. Maybe we will pretty soon. See those buyers coming in there. Satoshi says, watch out, the 1.7, it likes his dump. Yeah. Yeah. If I was to buy this breakout, I'd be looking for, it would be a fairly quick trade. I think if I was up around 7 cents, I'd already close half of my position, most likely. Big sellers there again, just giant sellers. Well, Cruiser, if it had one more day like it did yesterday, then there's a good chance it could reach 3. I don't know if it would hold its highs, and there's also a good chance it might have a direct public offering right away. Two big resistance at 2.5, 3. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some huge resistance there, but we got to break 2 and then 2.5 first. Had some nice breakouts, some fake outs in this area, some tops and bottoms. Got a lot of resistance in this zone. Still the lead gapper on the day, which could help it perform because GNPX and SGBX are kind of still pulling back a little bit, which might make more people focused on MVIS. Looks like we might have a little bit of a breakout here. Already going to reduce my position size here. Wow, look at those sellers. Just so many. Just instantly getting chipped away. Big time buyers in this area. Whew, huge sellers. Yeah, I don't know, man. MVIS, this one's a trip. But hey, it did it. It looks like it's still on its way to that 1.7 that we were talking about. So I gotta say, pretty impressive. We had a pretty nice bull flag here that we were talking about. Pull back, and then nice little 5% breakout, which isn't really that crazy. Not really the biggest moves. Man, nothing that I gotta say is making me super stoked to want to trade. So at the moment, I'm just gonna kind of let it be for a little bit. It's 9:58, also not my favorite time to trade breakouts or anything like that. So I'm just gonna give it some time here. See if we can find a good 5-minute setup or something like that. MVIS at 166, between 167. Wants to hit that 1.7 so bad. Yeah, boy class, I totally agree. MVIS is definitely proving to be a bit of a hard one. GNPX is pulling back here. It's kind of just waiting a little bit here. Maybe find some more action soon here. 169. This is these are some of the levels that we were talking about. Boom! Instant break to 174, just like that. That was a really, really nice crack. It was a rough open. We had a pretty nice entry at 152. There's no way I would have held through all that the way this one has been performing, but I don't want to be overly biased on it, so I got to give it another chance. I mean, it is looking pretty healthy. Look at that, 178. We just broke the high. This is going to really have a nice run here. This might even get halted. 7-8% move. It's actually really nice to finally see a bit more volume coming in on this one. Finally broke the pre-market high, about 177. Huge volume came in for that breakout. This is what I like to see. I'm not in MVIS, but I do like to see it break higher. This is looking pretty healthy here. Let's keep an eye on the 5-minute chart. We had a strong breakout here. $9.55. Some heavy resistance above. Yeah, me too, guys. I sold also way too early. I did not predict this one right. I had a really, really aggressive red to green move. I should have probably held a little bit longer on that pullback, but I don't know. I would have probably ended up selling at 143 or something like that if I held a bit longer. So, and then took an even bigger loss. So, yeah. If anything, I think I probably should have closed my position quicker. When that bounce was weak, I should have just closed it right away. And then I probably could have bought again at 143. I think that probably would have been a better approach. Gonna have a little bit of a limit order here at 165. Don't really think we're gonna touch it, but I'm just gonna kind of keep one there. Was a former breakout zone. Typically like those areas. We might have a continuation here in a little bit, but at the moment we have 182 as a major resistance zone. I'm just going to remove my order for now. I'd rather get in on a breakout, so I'm going to wait for a potential reversal here, see if we can enter on a breakout. Strong pullback. Breakouts and MVIS are weak. Yes, I totally agree with you, Boy Claus. That's why I'm a little bit cautious on this one. Bit of a shooting star candle on that, on the 5-minute. Here we go. A little bit of a bounce potential. GNPX and MVIS are still fighting for first place. This could be a pullback trade here on MVIS. I might be looking at MVIS a little bit too conservatively, but I don't like the way it's been trading, I gotta say. I find it quite choppy. You get these choppy kind of stocks a lot when they have bigger volume like this, because it just takes a lot more to get them going. Not to mention, like I said in the beginning, it is, you know, third big green day. I'd probably go ahead and argue. Another reason I wouldn't be super excited about trading it. CLSK near 2. Good call on that, Colton Kruger. This is our other lead gapper we've been watching here. Has a bit of a double top in this area. Clean Spark, that's a good funny name. 10:07 a.m. This is the one we were talking about that, you know, if it holds its highs, it could be kind of interesting here. MVIS back at 1.73. Not too bad. I don't like that CLSK doesn't have that much attention. There's a lot of selling volume. It's a tough one. Very tough. I'm not sure what you mean by that, John. Stock price to refresh so quickly on TOS. Might be internet related. Sometimes it takes a while for it to refresh if the internet's a little shaky. MVIS at 174. Buyers coming in here on CLSK. Nice, Andre. 500 on MVIS. Very, very nice. I can't wait to get those position size higher so we can start doing those multi-$100 profit trades. We'll be there probably soon, within, hopefully, I don't know, a month or two. Still growing the small account. MVIS, just CLSK is a tough one to watch. MVIS is, you know, clearly what you want to be watching, but it's a tricky one to trade. Probably buying some of the bigger pullbacks, it just wouldn't be the worst idea. 5% move so far on this one, 177. This could be trying to break past 182. If and when it does break the former high, this could be a really good run here. I wouldn't be surprised if we had the start of maybe a longer setup here, an ABC setup. So we had a bit of a the A and B. Actually, that's wrong. A, B, C, and the D looking for that breakout as we break out of the descending trend. I'm going to kind of map that out. This is just like a giant if. So let's see what happens here. I don't think I can get myself, I would get myself to buy here. At least you made a quick 20% on MVIS. That's no reason to be upset. That's amazing. Good stuff, man. Here we go, CLSK gaining some momentum finally. This could be a break past 2. Was a little bit slow there. See if we can get a bit of an entry here at $2 again. See if there's a bit of a pullback. Nice quick move. Took about a second too long to think about it. See if we can get score an entry here. 212. Oh man, we missed that one by just a hair. So waiting for this one to get chipped away. Got chipped away. Boom. Did it. Really nice breakout though on CLSK. I just didn't really trade it that great. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a secondary entry on this one. That would have been a pretty sweet trade. What I could have done was start placing my limit order before we broke the 2, but kind of missed that one. So today's a bit of a miss day for me, huh? Oh well, that happens. Let's see if we can just keep it safe here. Look for those good setups. We have a nice 5-minute breakout on CLSK, so looking for a little bit of a pullback here on this one. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a pullback, but we had a quick move to 201. Just gonna watch this one here, 203. GNPX back at 408. I like the volume we're getting on CLSK. Could be a second breakout here. $208, building up momentum. GNPX 4.2. Woo, talk about snoozing today for me. I wouldn't want to get too aggressive on CLSK on this breakout. 10.15 here. Here we go. This area is holding nicely. MVIS still at 176. Whew, there we go. That was a quick little pullback. This could be a nice little continuation move. Just not a lead gapper. We're making me a little bit cautious here. GMPX clearly has a bit more volume coming into it now. Actually, the break of 4.5 was quite significant, so this could be the beginning of a pretty solid run here. Chemdog, that's a freaking hilarious emoji. I don't think I've seen an emoji like that before. I think that move of GNPX really put it back on the playing field. We had that big breakout here. Let me quickly go back to the daily. Clear breakout. Looking for a breakout pullback entry on GNPX. It's 1018. This one has about to probably take over MVIS for the lead gap on the day. I think there's going to be a lot of activity here on this one. I might be a little bit too conservative on this pullback, but let's see kind of what happens here. 39, 41. This could start ripping up here again. Could see a break here at, this looks not too bad. I'm not going to get over aggressive though on this one just yet. Here we go. This could be the move, 450. This is it for sure. Again, I'm just going to let this one kind of go. Here we go, 4.5. Whoo, hoo, hoo. It's chipping away. 4.5 again, chipping away. This could be good. Could be the break right here. I just know I've been fooled so many times on GNPX. I'm going to kind of let this breakout slide away. I'd rather buy a pullback to the 15-minute EMA. And I'd rather take that missed opportunity. CLSK broke too, yeah. CLSK is just such a slow mover. GAN kind of popped up on the list here. $12 stock. Kind of an interesting setup. Came out of the gates with some pretty decent volume as well. Quick little entry there on GNPX. Let's see how this one continues from here. We've got an entry on the 17. New minute's about to start. MVIS still pulling back. I'm looking for a bit more of a continuation now with GNPX. I would like a break past 4.55, but you don't really know what we're going to get. So let's kind of keep an eye on. Still pulling back here, 17. I'm going to pull up another window for MVIS. I just want to kind of watch this one a little bit closer. I still think we might see MVIS forming a big sell-off on MVIS actually here. GNPX is building up a little bit of momentum here. I remember this one was a really kind of awkward one to trade when we were trading it a few months back or whenever that was. So I'm giving you a little bit more time. I do have 125 shares, so I have my share size ready to go. I would like to close out this or at least take some profits off the table if that's possible fairly soon here. Looks like we had a kind of a weak move here to the upside. 3-4%, and looks like we might even sell back here. Yup, very quickly. So this is kind of a little bit what I was worried about. Let's kind of give this one a little bit more time. It is officially the lead gapper on the small cap world on the day, so some reason to ideally see this one maybe make a second attempt here. MVIS just had a giant pullback. Looks, GNPX, gotta say, is really, really shaky here. Closing out half the position here on this one. Don't want to get stuck in a big crash or anything like that. Just kind of watching this one a little bit more. Still think we might see a good reversal on GNPX. I would like to buy back into it, but let's see what we kind of get out of this one. 46. Kind of been on the wrong side of the trades today a little bit here. Yeah, pulling back again. So it was good that we moved some of our risk. This might even break VWAP any second. I hope it does not. We don't have that much selling volume here. This could just be, I know GNPX is a tricky one to trade. That's why I did not want to try to trade that breakout. So we had 2 failed moves now to the downside. A little bit of volume coming back into this one. Here we go. Back above 417. This is looking good. It's giving a little bit of time. I wouldn't mind averaging up. I don't mind averaging up because that means you're averaging into a winner, not averaging down into a loser. We're not investing here. That's a great investing or swing trade strategy, but with day trading, it can get a little iffy. $418, $420 here. $10.28. Could be seeing a nice little bit of a reversal here. Would like to see this continue a little bit. I would like to see some more volume coming in. Give me a little bit more confidence. Nice, nice, nice. This is what I've been waiting for. Volume's definitely coming back in. Not too much selling volume. Minute's still young though. Kind of want to be watching MVIS. Close the second screen because didn't know if it was having some streaming issues on that one. There is some strength kind of coming back in here. Just a little bit of a slow mover, I gotta say. Yeah, GMPX, I remember this one was such a tricky one to trade last time. So it was good I was extra cautious on it. It's kind of getting faked around here a little bit today. I think it's the sombrero, totally got me off track. $10:30 officially. Usually, you know, I'd be wrapping up my trading in a little bit. So keeping a close eye on here. I might close GNPX. I'll think about how I would want to take that next trade. Still seeing some resistance here. Not a lot of selling though. Yep, ChemDoc, I was thinking the same thing just now. But we had a nice flat top breakout on a lead gapper. Usually that's a pretty good setup. The problem is we're already on the backside of a move. All right, I just closed the rest of this position out. I was not wanting to stick around for a break of $4. It was tough. I don't know. So second red trade on the day. Luckily, both were really small losses. This loss was, I think, under 1%, which is nice. And the first loss was about 4%. So not really that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, there were some good opportunities as well. So somehow, you know, the two trades that I didn't really work out. The pre-market one would have been the ticker. This GNX pullback here after a nice morning breakout, that would have been a good one, 12% move. So, you know, in hindsight, it's always super obvious. I wasn't really looking at GNPX though. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert here, so if we break 4. I was looking at MVIS all morning. So I didn't really see that good move. I want to also see if GNPX breaks higher today. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit, put an alert there as well. Let's go back to MVIS and look at CLSK. You know, this one's kind of been a snoozer, but slow and steady, you know, it's creeping higher. So this one, yeah, guys, we were absolutely right on this one. We just did not make a trade, which is sometimes the most annoying thing. You know, we said if this one holds its highs, start trending above VWAP, this could be a really nice kind of late morning rally. And it was kind of annoying there. Yeah, one of those days where there's opportunities, but it's not as nice. It's a little bit choppier. So sometimes just, you know, as long as you have your risk management in place, that's all you can do. Nico says, watching from Australia, very cool. I'm in Berlin right now, and there's so many Australians in Berlin. I don't know what kind of weird fetish you Australians have with Berlin, but it's like, if I hear someone speak English, there's a 50% chance that they're from Australia. It's very weird, especially at like co-working spaces and stuff like that. Big resistance on CLSK would make me a little bit nervous now, but man, this one was, it's always a little frustrating when you call out a move and you somehow either lose money on it or you don't make any money on it. It's just like, what was that all about? GNPX, I don't like the fact that the bounce here was weak. I was looking for a quick pullback and then really starting to make new highs fairly quickly. We didn't really get that. Heiko says, throw it up. He posted a trade. Heiko, did you check Instagram? Because there's a little post on Instagram actually about one of your trades. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. You did the CLSK dip. That's beautiful. So happy somebody got that. Very, very nice. Whew, that position size is no joke though. That's some serious position size. Is this with the new margin account? I'll throw it up in a little bit. I just kind of want to watch GNPX a little bit more here. MVIS, yeah, MVIS is really selling off. Bit of a slippery morning here. It's going to give it a little bit more time before I wrap up. We got one more potential trade we can make today, so if we see a good opportunity, I'll jump on it. Otherwise, I won't. Nice, that's a good idea. Solid trade though. Very clean. Oof, GNPX having a little bit of a sell-off here, huh? we get an entry on this one, we can go with 70 shares. Yeah, so GNPX absolutely did not hold this area that we were expecting it to hold, so that's a little bit disappointing. It's also breaking some moving averages here, so this one could be a bit on a downtrend for now. GNPX also had some of the most wicked sell-offs with DPOs and whatnot. The way it trades in the afternoon. Look at this day, just totally getting crushed. Opens up at 3.4 and then just goes all the way down to 2.3. So this one's just, you know, really, really aggressive selling off. Really nice trade, Heiko, on CLSK. And here you guys can see what it looks like. Don't forget, guys, to add your profile information on Trade Journal, and then you guys can, have your social accounts here, and then I will make a post. And if you check out right now on the dashboard, you can see some of the latest posts. If you guys want, if you don't, you can uncheck this and you can opt out of this. But one of the last posts was Heiko's trade actually right here, and on Instagram you can kind of see it a little bit better. I don't know how long this is going to load. Oh, this is Heiko's Instagram. Well, you get the point. You guys can check it out on your own on Trade Journal. I kind of need to be watching the charts right now. Always take those profits. Yep. MVIS had a little bit of a bounce here in this area, but I would really say it's looking quite weak. I'd be fairly careful. CLSK, just such a nice ripper. This is why we want to be focusing on the stocks trending upwards. Look at the volume creeping in on it now. We had the opportunity to get in early, but I didn't pull the trigger on that one. Even here, we had a nice little break of 2.4 and it ran 8%. So a lot of opportunities on CLSK. I might want to wait actually for a bit of a panic dip on this one, as I don't like buying into stocks as they're trending above the outer VWAP area. So bit of a missed opportunity. Today was kind of like a total missed opportunity day. There was so many, there wasn't so many, but there was a few key moments where I didn't pull the trigger. Having a red trade is fine. There's nothing wrong with a red trade. You just got to close those losses quickly. But you know, we could have had some really nice green ones as well today, and ended the day probably decently green. Here we go, CLSK. That's quite the pullback here. Shoosh. Tradecationer, nice. $10.41. We'll be wrapping up here probably within the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending if there's some trade opportunity that I'm going to be looking into. Wow, look at that quick pullback here. Remember, this one has a really small float, makes it very explosive. Looking for a potential entry on the 23. Not sure if it's going to dip back low. Looks like it could already be bouncing, but give this one a little bit longer here. This could be the bounce in this area. Remember, 2.4 was the breakout zone, so there's big long-term multi-month support and resistance in this area. So yeah, 6% bounce already in this, not too bad. I would like a third candle to kind of appear here, third red candle, and then buy into this one. Not sure if we're going to get it, but that would be my move so far on CLSK. Looks like it's still having a little bit of selling volume here, selling pressure. Pulled back to 28. Not sure if we're going to get more of a pullback than that. This could be the bounce here, 5% move already. Yeah, it looks like we might have the bounce already locked in. GMPX at 405. Could see a first bounce in this area. Boom, here we go. Looking for a break past the 43. I'm not long this one though. Not really trying to get an early entry on it, but nice, nice, nice. Congrats to anyone that got this dip. I was a little bit too conservative, but nice 7% bounce on CLSK, so pretty solid stuff there. $10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'll probably be wrapping up trading within the next 15 minutes for sure. GMPX is still pulling back here. Want to be a little careful on that one. Like was fantasizing right now. It's always good. I'm going to be really interested to see where MVIS ends up when we go through the scanners tomorrow. I'm really, really curious about that one. CLSK could be pulling back here. Just had an alert go off on it. Wouldn't be surprised if this pullback was a little bit further, since we did have a bounce involved. I was expecting this one to be a little bit more aggressive, the first pullback. It was pretty aggressive. I mean, if you bought near the highs, that was an 18-19% pullback. And I don't really expect any pullback that strong, but we do have some big support in the mid-teens, so maybe buying a dip in this area would be somewhat interesting. Could see one more pullback here. I guess got some interesting comments there. Not too much selling volume, so really still need to pick up here for this one to be interesting on a dip. (9:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Want to be careful with these times. Also, getting aggressive on the backside of the move is typically not a good idea. So you want to really let those prices come to you, and then you want to take those profits fairly quickly. Gonna put alert here if we break below 30. Let's see what some of our other lead gappers are doing on the day. Kind of this slower day. GNPX, here we go. Kind of still consolidating. I'd be a little careful here. This one's just selling off. We tried to buy this little bounce trade on it. We kind of had it, but it just didn't continue, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think, this is a really nice pattern with flat top breakout, those with big volume. Typically does very well, but the fact that we're on a stock that is on the backside of such a mean sell-off, probably has tons of back holders. I was really cautious with this one, and that's why I didn't decide to hold it very long, which ended up working out quite well. So if anything, I don't know. Maybe I should have took some profits really quickly, but that would have been a super scalp, and that's not usually what I'm looking for. MVIS just having these pullbacks like no tomorrow. MVIS was a tricky one to trade because that high float. You can kind of see the choppiness of the candles here. Could be breaking higher though. SGBX just kind of sold off all day. Nice move on KTOV. Someone disliked the video. Oh, that's unfortunate. If there's something you guys don't like, leave a comment and let me know. Let me know what's up. But sometimes things aren't for everybody, so that's fine. CLSK. Still waiting for a little bit more of a pullback on this one. Doesn't really look like we might get it. which is a little bit unfortunate. I do have one more trade available today. What I should have done was really get aggressive with CLSK in this area. I did actually even have a limit order in this area, but I went ahead and removed it. So that was a 44% rally. There's no way we would have had the perfect top, but that would have been a pretty nice one. You know, probably a good 10% we could have squeezed out of that one. Thanks, Retro Mob. CLSK could have just seen a bit of a fake out in this area. I don't know if you guys saw that, but a little 1 minute candle trying to pop to the upside, not really working, and then just getting a little crushed. Still pulling back here. This could be a pretty aggressive pullback now we're seeing. Bit of a VWAP bounce here on the 27. Bouncing again here. VWAP holding pretty strong on CLSK. Whew, my feet are freezing. Got that fresh air coming in again. All right, Cruiser, take care, man. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be wrapping up here probably not too long from now. See if we get this one last little trade with CLSK. It's kind of what I'm looking for. See if we can get a little bit more of a pullback here. This might sell off one more time. Or not. There's some pretty hefty buyers coming back in there. But I'm not going to rush it. I'd rather just not do another trade today. This bounce could be underway. It's tough to say. CLSK has also been a little bit slower of a trader, trading stock from what we've seen today. 225 could see a bit of a bounce in that area. 226 here, bounce could be underway. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have one available trade left over after today. Oh well. We've been on a nice little rebound reversal streak, so I'm pretty happy with it. A little bit small red day in between is totally fine. Satoshi says, how can I keep my TOS screen to keep the screen view when I change from stock to stock? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. The only thing I feel like I'm thinking about is these colors, linking the colors to the proper scanner. But I'm not totally sure if that's what you're referring to. Really solid bounce on CLSK. Went all the way down to, I think, 219. So kind of a sweet little pullback there. I was expecting it to be a little bit more aggressive, but it didn't end up playing out. So I was looking for at least two bigger candles here in this area. Didn't really get that, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, kind of a slow trading day. Our lead gapper, MVIS, was a little shaky, quite choppy. First trade was a little too aggressive, I would probably say. Or actually, you know, the first trade, I would do it again. I would just close it quicker, and then I would probably buy again down here looking for that secondary bounce. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely talk about this one a little bit. And I think in the recap today, I want to focus on, you know, 3 potential trades I could have done instead today. I think that's going to be a bit of the focus for the recap video. So you guys, if you want to see the recap video, you're not subscribed already, don't forget to hit that like button or subscribe button, and I'll be coming out with that video in a few hours. Also, go hit that like button if you guys like this, hopefully raw and entertaining and educational footage. 2 trades from me today. A bit of a red day, not really the worst. Use small position size because I knew I was still a little bit shaky, so about $50 loss on the day, which is totally fine. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow we'll be coming back at it super strong. CLSK having a little bit of a pullback here. Let's give it a little bit longer before we wrap up. It's officially 11 o'clock, so I don't trade too often past this time. I do sometimes, but I do try to wrap up by 11 o'clock. Let's see. CLSK could keep pulling back here, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Andre says, am I going live tomorrow? Yes, I go live every day the market's open, and we start the stream at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the first 15 minutes, we review the watch list, and then at 9:30, we trade the market open, and then we wrap up typically by 10:45. Went a little bit longer today because I did not do all 3 of my trades. Satoshi says I have to keep zooming in and readjusting my screen size. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question. I have not had that issue before. Maybe it's under settings or something like that. No. Appearance. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe even Right TOS support. They're pretty good with their answers. I do like their support quite a lot. Wow, look at that bounce, 9%. Another missed trade. Oh well. Nice, Andre. Well, happy to have you here, man. No, Jeffrey, they don't have, I think, any actually minimum, maybe like a $500 minimum, but I have not heard of a minimum. I'm not sure where you got that 5K minimum from. There's a $25,000 minimum if you do not want to, if you want to have a margin account and you want to trade unlimited. Otherwise, on a margin account, you're going to be limited to 3 trades per 5 business days, and that's part of the US pattern day trader rule. CLSK resistance. Sorry, I just kind of saw that message, Edgar. I guess it's a little bit late now to kind of talk about that, but oftentimes I look for these key areas where we have a lot of bodies. So in this area, we had some bodies touching. This is kind of the last zone before we had a big sell-off. Also, $5, big moving average coming in here, the 180-day moving average. I'd probably also go ahead and talk about 350 because this is where the close was not too long ago. Let me go ahead and remove this alert. Oops. Yeah, so we had, 350, we had a close here. So we also had a close and an open here. So that's really important. We also had a retest here. So 350, big time resistance. Definitely keep an eye out for that. We hit 285, kind of an interesting little area to go to, but we'll see. You know what, this is going to be interesting. CLSK, I'm quite curious how it's going to fan out. I'm going to go ahead and remove my limit order. Only made 2 trades today, so I should have got a little bit more aggressive. That first trade pre-market and some nice reversal trades that we saw here. And then obviously CLSK, this was really, really good setup here. So I'm going to be recapping kind of what we could have done better today. Not really a big red day, so it's totally fine. Happens. $5K minimum. Interesting, Jeffrey. I've never actually heard of that before. Really, really interesting. I'll have to look into that. I have not heard about this 5K, especially with paper trading. I don't even know why they would have a limit for that. Nice, Javier. That's really cool. Honestly, I have a video. If you're interested to learn about day trading momentum day trading strategies for small caps, especially the gap and go momentum strategy, I have a video on it. It's called I think the gap and go strategy or something like that. Anyway, it's called the $25,000 challenge, and there's a link to it in the video description below. And we go live every morning to trade that strategy. And so far, we've grown our account over 50%. So that's quite nice. In the last few months. A little bit of a slow start because I was a different type of trader, and I kind of had to adjust a lot of mental things in my head. Also, kind of dealing with the pattern day trader rule, we also had to adjust a few things, but I think everything's kind of found its place now. So definitely, if you're interested in that, definitely consider joining us every morning at 9:15. Jeffrey's from Canada. I'm not sure what the rules are in Canada. That's a whole different situation then. Satoshi, good question. I'm speaking for the US rules. I don't even think there's a pattern day trader rule in Canada. Shouty says, I'm stuck in MVIS at 175. What do you think? Well, first of all, the only thing you have to do to get unstuck is sell. So that's always a good reminder. There's no reason to hold on to a stock if you don't see it doing what you want it to be doing. So basically when my trading thesis is wrong, I get out fairly quickly. I don't know, man. It's tough to say. I don't really like looking at these stocks past 11 o'clock because to me they lose volume. You can kind of see here the volume has absolutely fallen off a cliff. And to me, things get a little choppy, bad news comes out. You have to know your strategy. Why did you buy MVIS? What's your profit target? What's your max stop on it? And then you have to, trade in that trading thesis. That's what I like to do. And if you don't have a strategy really set up yet, then I think the best thing you could do is use very, very small position size until you have a good go-to strategy and you're a little bit more comfortable exercising the strategy. I don't know. I have no idea what MVIS is going to do. I think that's the honest answer. I don't really like the fact that we had a bit of a fake out here and now we're potentially trading back under VWAP. That could be a bearish sign, but it's hard to say. Satoshi says you have to pay to use TD Ameritrade in Canada. That's crazy. Nice, Anthony. Slated. Better than me, guys. I had a pretty sloppy day, unfortunately, but I guess that happens sometimes. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up there. It was good fun trading with everyone today. I look forward to seeing you guys first thing tomorrow morning as well. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Making a little bit of progress. It's been a really nice week. MVIS, guys, pulling back here. Chaudhry, I hope this trade works out. If you don't want to be holding this thing, I would probably be getting out into a bounce, but again, that's totally up to you. Clearly 160 is going to be some big resistance now to break back above it. I'd be really nervous if we broke below 155 and 150 because this thing, had a pretty incredible run these last few days. So just, keep that in mind. Just a few weeks ago, we were at 15 cents. That doesn't mean it can't run up to, $2.53, but you got to know what strategy you're trading. Are you swing trading? Are you investing? And for what we do on this channel, we're only day trading. So I'm only holding, a lot of my trades are only like 50 seconds long. My longer trades are like 7 minutes. And like, if I'm holding 20, 30 minutes, it's rare. Later, Satoshi. Later, 1AP Pro. See you guys. See, answer this last question. Jeffrey says, is it percent trade or a set rate per trade? You have to pay. I have to use margin account. With TD Ameritrade, it was a set rate. It was like $5 a trade. Yeah, at one point. Chaudhry, I hope this works out. Again, remember 1.6 is definitely a little bit of resistance here. It's hard to say what's going to happen, but always go into a trade knowing what your max stop is and your profit targets. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.